Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins All World, where we explore the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're going to take a closer look at a coin that might be sitting right under your nose, in your spare change, or buried in your collection. I'm talking about the United States $1 dime from 2005, an often overlooked coin that could be worth way more than its face value. If you've ever wondered whether those coins you've kept over the years could hold any hidden treasures, stay tuned. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this humble dime could be worth a lot more than just 10 cents. Let's dive in. Before we get into the value of the 2005 dime, let's talk a little about its history. The dime has long been one of the cornerstones of U.S. currency, and the 2005 version is no exception. This coin is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which was first issued in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt following his death. The design on the obverse, featuring Roosevelt's portrait, has remained largely unchanged for decades, making this coin a true symbol of U.S. currency. On the reverse side, we have the familiar torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. But the 2005 version of the dime is special, not just because of its design, but because of some unique factors that can significantly increase its value. So, what makes the 2005 dime worth potentially a small fortune? The answer lies in a rare variety and a minting error that occurred in very limited quantities. Now, we're all familiar with coins that might have been struck incorrectly or have small imperfections, but some of these errors can make certain coins incredibly valuable. For the 2005 dime, one particular variety stands out: the 2005 double die reverse error. This is a coin where the reverse side has a doubling effect on the design, making it look as if the image is duplicated slightly. This occurred due to a flaw during the minting process and created a small batch of coins with this distinctive feature. Imagine holding a dime that has a double image of the olive branch, oak branch, and torch. It's not only visually striking but also a highly sought-after collector's item. But that's not all. There are also some 2005 dimes with over-mint marks, where you can see imperfections or unusual signs on the coin's edge or design. These are much rarer than the regular dimes and are often seen as errors by collectors, making them even more valuable. Now that you understand why this coin is worth looking out for, let's talk about its value. While most 2005 dimes are worth, well, exactly 10 cents, those with the double die or over-mint mark errors have been known to fetch impressive sums in the market. Coins like these are highly coveted by collectors, who are always on the lookout for unique pieces with errors, variations, or historical significance. Even small, seemingly insignificant mistakes can add immense value to a coin. In fact, certain versions of the 2005 dime can be sold at auction for thousands of dollars. It's the rarity and the story behind the coin that drives up its value. But just how much can a 2005 dime with one of these rare errors actually be worth? Here comes the exciting part. If you're lucky enough to own a 2005 dime with a double die reverse error, or a particularly rare over-mint mark, you could be holding a coin worth up to $45,000. Yes, you heard that right, $45,000. That's right, a single dime, the size of a tiny coin, could be worth a small fortune if it's in the right condition and possesses one of these unique minting errors. Now, if you're thinking, how can I tell if my 2005 dime is worth a fortune? Don't worry. The first thing you'll want to do is look closely at the reverse side of the coin. Check for any signs of doubling or an over-mint mark. It's easy to miss at first glance, but with a magnifying glass, you can spot these imperfections clearly. Another tip: condition matters. Coins that are uncirculated or in near-perfect condition have a much higher value than those that are heavily worn. If your dime looks almost brand new, it could very well be worth more than you think. So, next time you're rifling through a coin jar, don't just toss those dimes aside. Take a moment to look closely at your 2005 dimes. They could be hiding a small treasure, one worth far more than just 10 cents. Whether it's a minting error or a rare variant, you might just have a coin that could change your life, or at least pad your wallet. Today, we've got something really special to talk about: the United States $1 dime from 1974. At first glance, it may seem like just another dime from the 70s, but trust me, there's a lot more to this coin than meets the EYE.in fact. If you've ever wondered whether that old change jar you've been holding on to contains something valuable, this video might just make you take a second look at your collection. So, stick around until the end, and I'll reveal exactly how much this 1974 dime could be worth. Hint, it's far more than just 10 cents. Let's take a moment to appreciate the history behind the 1974 dime. The dime, as most of you know, is one of the oldest denominations in U.S. currency. It has been in circulation since 1796, and it was designed by the legendary artist John R. Sinnock. The obverse side of the dime features a portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, who became the symbol of strength and perseverance for the nation during and after the Great Depression. In 1974, the U.S. Mint produced dimes in massive quantities, as the coin was, and still is, a staple of everyday life. The reverse design, featuring a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, was meant to symbolize liberty, peace, and strength. A seemingly simple design, but it holds immense historical significance now. While most 1974 dimes are simply worth their face value, 10 cents, what makes a specific 1974 dime so special? Well, like many coins, a few rare variations and minting errors make some of them incredibly valuable, and today we're going to uncover just how valuable a 1974 dime can really be. Here's where things get interesting. Many of the coins we're talking about today aren't worth much at face value because they're just like any other dime from the year. But what if I told you that a specific 1974 dime could be worth significantly more because of some unusual minting errors? Let's break it down. The most valuable 1974 dimes are those that contain minting errors. These mistakes are what make the coin incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. One of the most famous minting errors from 1974 is the 1974 dime with the double die obverse. What does that mean? It means that during the minting process, the coin was struck twice, causing a doubling effect on the images on the obverse side of the coin. You'll notice a slight ghosting of Roosevelt's portrait and the letters around the coin, giving the impression of a second, faded image. This error happens because of misalignment during the stamping process, and only a few coins from 1974 were affected. These coins stand out from the regular dimes, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. But wait, that's not all. Another rare variant is the 1974 dime with an over-mint mark. This occurs when a coin is struck with an incorrect mint mark, or the mint mark overlaps in a strange way. For instance, some 1974 dimes have an unusual mint mark that makes them instantly recognizable to collectors familiar with the minting process. So, why are collectors so keen on finding these error coins? The answer lies in rarity. Coins with minting errors are much rarer than their properly struck counterparts, and the more rare and unique the error, the higher the demand. The condition of the coin also plays a crucial role in determining its value. A 1974 dime in mint condition, with no visible wear and tear, is worth far more than a heavily circulated coin. Coins like the 1974 double die obverse and over mint mark dimes are often sold at auctions or through private sales to coin collectors who specialize in rare U.S. currency. The market for error coins is highly competitive, and the prices can skyrocket based on the uniqueness and quality of the coin. Some of these rare 1974 dimes have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars, making them one of the most lucrative finds in the world of numismatics. Now, you might be thinking, how can I tell if I have one of these rare 1974 dimes? Great question. Identifying a rare coin starts with knowing exactly what to look for. Examine the obverse. Look closely at the portrait of Roosevelt. If you see any doubling of his image or the surrounding text, you may have a double die obverse error. Check the mint mark. Examine the mint mark carefully, the D or S on the coin. If it looks like it's been overstruck or misaligned, you could have a rare over mint mark coin. Condition is key. A well-preserved coin, preferably one that has been stored safely away from wear and tear, will naturally be worth much more than a heavily circulated one. It's always a good idea to use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin more closely. If you're not sure, you can also have the coin evaluated by a professional appraiser who specializes in rare and error coins. Alright, folks, now it's time for the big reveal, the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to own a 1974 dime with a double die obverse, or a particularly rare over-mint mark error, and it's in great condition, you could be sitting on a true treasure. This dime, which originally only held a face value of 10 cents, could be worth up to an incredible $55,000. Yes, you heard that right, $55,000 for a single dime. Imagine the excitement of discovering that you've got one of these rare coins hiding in your collection. It's the kind of find that could change your life. So, next time you find yourself digging through a drawer full of spare change, or going through an old coin collection, remember to check your 1974 dimes carefully. With a little luck and a sharp eye, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth far more than you ever imagined. Whether it's a double die obverse, an over-mint mark, or simply a coin in amazing condition, the 1974 dime could be your ticket to a small fortune. Today, we're diving into the world of modern US coins, but with a twist. You might just have a hidden gem in your collection that could be worth thousands of dollars. Yep, you heard that right. We're talking about the 2014 United States 1 dime. It may seem like a run-of-the-mill dime, something you might find in your pocket or loose in the change jar. But don't be fooled, this particular coin has some rare qualities that could make it worth a lot more than just its face value. Stick around, because by the end of this video, I'll reveal just how much this dime could actually fetch on the market. Spoiler alert, it's a lot more than you'd think. Let's start with some context. The 2014 dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946. This series was designed by John R. Sinek, and the obverse features the iconic portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was known for leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II. The reverse of the dime features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, values that have been central to America's identity for centuries. So, what makes the 2014 dime special? Well, as you might imagine, most of these coins are worth just 10 cents. But what if I told you that there are some rare varieties and unique characteristics that make certain 2014 dimes highly valuable to collectors? Now, when it comes to valuable coins, it's often the minting errors and rare variants that can make all the difference. And the 2014 dime is no exception. You see, the US Mint produces billions of coins every year, and with such a large quantity being made, it's inevitable that a few mistakes will happen along the way. These minting errors are what collectors absolutely love, as they represent something unique, something that didn't come out exactly as planned. For the 2014 dime, one of the most valuable varieties is the 2014 dime with a double die obverse. What does this mean? It's when the image on the front of the coin, the obverse, is struck twice, causing the design to appear doubled. If you take a close look at the coin, you might notice a ghosting effect on Roosevelt's portrait or the lettering around the edge. This error, while subtle, makes the coin stand out from others in the same year. But that's not all. Another common error that can increase the value of a 2014 dime is the clipped planchet. This happens when a coin is struck with a piece of metal missing, giving it an odd, irregular shape. A clipped planchet is a clear indicator that the coin was not made according to standard procedures, and it can be highly prized by collectors due to its rarity and distinctiveness. Finally, there's the off-center strike, which happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in the design being slightly off-center. This gives the coin an unusual and imperfect look, which, believe it or not, makes it even more appealing to certain collectors. Now that we know about the errors that can make a 2014 dime valuable, let's talk about the market. Coin collecting is one of the most popular hobbies in the world, and certain errors and variations can skyrocket in value, especially when they are scarce or in great condition. A rare, well-preserved coin from the year 2014, with one of these errors, can draw a lot of attention from serious collectors and numismatists. The demand for minting error coins has only increased in recent years, with collectors willing to pay big bucks to own a piece of history, especially a coin that represents a small mistake or variation that makes it stand out from the billions of others produced. The 2014 dime is a prime example of how a modern coin, produced in large quantities, can still hold immense value due to rare circumstances that make it unique. Coins with minting errors or unusual variants are often sold at specialized coin auctions or through private sales, and the competition for these rare finds can drive the price up considerably. Collectors don't just want a standard dime, they want the rare, the unique, the one-of-a-kind pieces. So, how can you tell if your 2014 dime is worth more than just 10 cents? Here are a few things to look for. Double die obverse. The most obvious sign of a double die is a noticeable doubling of Roosevelt's portrait or the surrounding text. You may see a ghosting effect or a slight shadow of the image to the right or left of the original. A clipped planchet is easy to spot by the irregular edge of the coin. It looks as though a chunk of metal is missing, and the design on the coin is incomplete or cut off. Look at the edge of the coin. If the design seems misaligned or off-center, it's likely an off-center strike, which is another error that can make a 2014 dime more valuable. Condition is everything in the coin world. The better the condition of the coin, the higher its potential value. A coin that has been kept in excellent condition without scratches, stains, or excessive wear will naturally fetch a higher price than one that's been circulating for years. If you think you found one of these rare varieties or errors, it's a good idea to get it appraised by a professional coin grader. They'll be able to confirm the coin's authenticity and help you determine its true value in the market. Alright, now it's time to reveal just how much a rare 2014 dime can be worth. If you've got a 2014 double die obverse, a clipped planchet, or even an off-center strike in excellent condition, you could be holding onto a coin worth far more than you imagined. For a pristine, rare example of one of these error dimes, collectors have been known to pay as much as $23,000. Yes, you heard that right, $23,000 for a single dime. Who would have thought that a simple dime from 2014 could be worth so much? It's proof that even modern coins, when they have the right error or rarity, can skyrocket in value. So, next time you come across a 2014 dime, don't just toss it into your spare change jar. Take a good look at it. Is there any doubling in the design? Does it look like part of the edge is missing, or is it off-center? If you think it's rare, it's worth checking out. Today, we've got something truly special to talk about, the United States $1 dime from 2013. Now, at first glance, you might think this is just another standard dime, right? After all, it's not that old, only a little over a decade. But, believe it or not, there are some very rare and valuable 2013 dimes out there, and I'm going to show you why you should take a second look at your change jar or old coin collection. By the end of this video, you'll be shocked to find out just how much a 2013 dime could be worth. Spoiler alert, it's more than 10 cents. So, grab your magnifying glass and stick around, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's start with a bit of background on the 2013 dime. This coin is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946. Designed by John R. Sinek, the dime features a portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, honoring his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. The reverse side of the coin features the classic torch, olive branch, and oak branch, which symbolize liberty, peace, and strength, core values of American identity. This design has remained relatively unchanged for decades, and the dime continues to be one of the most iconic coins in the U.S. currency system. In 2013, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these dimes to keep up with demand, meaning that most of the coins you'll come across in circulation today are worth just their face value of 10 cents. But that's where the fun begins, because, like all coins, there are some rare exceptions that can be worth far more than face value. Now, let's talk about what really sets some 2013 dimes apart from the rest. Minting errors and special varieties are what make some of these coins incredibly valuable. While most dimes are produced flawlessly, the U.S. Mint doesn't always get it perfect. Sometimes, mistakes happen during the minting process, mistakes that can turn a simple dime into a rare collector's item. And that's where the real value lies. Point one of the key errors that collectors are looking for in the 2013 dime is the double die obverse error. If you closely examine the obverse side of the coin, specifically Roosevelt's portrait or the text around the edge, you may notice doubling. This happens when the coin is struck twice during the minting process, causing a ghosting effect or a second image of the design. This doubling is subtle but distinct enough for sharp-eyed collectors to spot. In addition to the double die obverse, there's also the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is struck off-center, making the design appear uneven. It's like the coin missed its target, and this results in part of the design being cut off or shifted. While it may sound like a small mistake, these off-center strikes are highly sought after by collectors because they're rare and visually unique. Another variant that can increase the value of a 2013 dime is a clipped planchet. This happens when a piece of metal is missing from the edge of the coin during the minting process. It gives the coin an irregular, jagged edge, making it stand out from a typical dime. So, how do you find one of these rare coins? The key is in the details. Now that we know why these coins are valuable, let's talk about the market. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for coins with errors or unique characteristics. The demand for error coins has been increasing over the years, as collectors seek out rare examples to add to their collections. For the 2013 dime, the most valuable coins are those with one of the errors we just mentioned, particularly the double die obverse and clipped planchet varieties. When coins like these appear at auction or through private sales, collectors are often willing to pay far more than their face value. The key factor in determining the value of these coins is rarity. A minting error makes a coin much rarer than the average dime, and if it's in great condition, that can increase its appeal even more. As more people become interested in coin collecting, the demand for rare and error coins will only continue to rise. So, how do you know if you've got a valuable 2013 dime on your hands? Let's break it down. Examine the obverse for doubling. Look closely at Roosevelt's portrait and the lettering around the edge. If you see any doubling, a shadowed, second image of Roosevelt or the text, it's likely a double die obverse error. Look for an off-center strike. Hold the coin at different angles under a good light. If the design seems misaligned or off-center, you may have an off-center strike coin. Check the edge for irregularities. A clipped planchet will have a jagged or incomplete edge, so take a close look at the perimeter of the coin to see if any part of the design is missing. Coins in mint or near mint condition are worth more. If the coin has been kept in excellent shape, without major scratches, stains, or wear, it can be worth significantly more than a worn coin. If you think you found a rare 2013 dime with one of these errors, it's a good idea to get it evaluated by a professional coin grader. They'll help determine its authenticity and assign it a grade, which can affect its overall value. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for. How much is a rare 2013 dime really worth? Well, if you happen to have a double die obverse, a clipped planchet, or an off-center strike in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth far more than its face value of 10 cents. In fact, a rare 2013 dime could be worth as much as $25,000. Yes, that's right. $25,000 for a single dime. It's an incredible amount of money for a coin that most people wouldn't give a second glance. But when you consider how rare and unique these error coins are, it's no surprise that collectors are willing to pay top dollar to own them. So, next time you're sorting through your change or going through an old coin collection, make sure to pay extra attention to any 2013 dimes you find. With a little luck and a sharp eye, you could be holding onto a coin worth far more than 10 cents. Today, we've got something truly exciting to share with you, an unassuming little dime that might just be worth a whole lot more than its face value. You may have a 1999 United States 1 dime in your collection or in your pocket right now, and it could be worth thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. Stick around until the end of the video to find out how much this simple dime could be worth today, and how you can spot a valuable one in your collection. Are you ready? Let's dive into the world of rare coins and discover the fascinating potential of the 1999 dime. Before we jump into how much the 1999 dime could be worth, let's first take a quick look at its history and design. The Roosevelt dime, which the 1999 coin is a part of, was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. On the obverse, the front side, you'll see Roosevelt's profile, and on the reverse, the familiar design featuring a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. It's a simple, yet powerful design that has been part of U.S. currency for decades. In 1999, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these dimes to keep up with demand, making them widely circulated. But as we all know, some coins are simply produced in larger quantities, while others, thanks to minting errors, design variations, or unusual wear, become incredibly valuable. And it's these rarities we're focusing on today. So, what makes the 1999 dime so special? Well, like many coins, it's the rarity of certain varieties or minting errors that can make a huge difference in value. While most 1999 dimes are worth just their face value of 10 cents, there are some rare ones that have fetched thousands of dollars at auction. Let's take a closer look at what could make your dime truly valuable. One of the most sought-after varieties for collectors is the double die obverse error. This happens when a coin is struck twice during the minting process, causing the design to appear slightly doubled. In the case of the 1999 dime, the doubling effect often shows up in Roosevelt's eyes, the text around the edge of the coin, or the date itself. If you have a 1999 dime with noticeable doubling, it could be worth a pretty penny. Another valuable error to look for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned in the minting press, resulting in a misaligned design. For the 1999 dime, this could mean the text, date, or Roosevelt's portrait appears to be shifted to one side. These coins are often visually striking and incredibly rare, making them highly desirable to collectors. A clipped planchet is another error that can make a 1999 dime more valuable. This happens when a piece of metal is missing from the edge of the coin, creating a jagged or irregular edge. A clipped planchet error can be quite dramatic and will definitely stand out when you look at the coin closely. If you have one of these dimes, you may have an instant collector's item on your hands. Sometimes the U.S. Mint produces coins that aren't as they should be. Whether it's due to issues with the equipment, mistakes during the minting process, or other unpredictable factors, misstruck dimes from 1999 can also be highly sought after. Some rare misstruck coins feature overlapping designs, missing details, or incomplete strikes, making them even more appealing to collectors looking for unique pieces. So, why are these rare errors so valuable? Well, in the world of coin collecting, rarity is key. Coins with errors are often much rarer than their non-error counterparts because they represent a fluke in the minting process. Collectors love these coins because they're unique. There's simply no other coin like them. For the 1999 dime, the market has been particularly receptive to error coins in recent years. As more and more people become interested in coin collecting, the demand for these rare coins continues to grow, driving up their value. If you have a 1999 dime with a minting error, there's a good chance that it could fetch a lot more than you'd expect at auction. Now, the big question: how can you tell if your 1999 dime is worth more than just 10 cents? Here are some tips to help you spot the valuable errors. Look for doubling in the date, liberty, or "In God We Trust" text. Any signs of ghosting or a second image are signs of a double die obverse error. Look at Roosevelt's portrait. Is there any noticeable doubling or misalignment in Roosevelt's profile? This could indicate a double die obverse error as well. Inspect the edge for irregularities. A clipped planchet will show a jagged or missing portion of the coin's edge. A misaligned strike could cause the design to be shifted to one side. A misaligned die or off-center strike will cause the image to look off-center. This can be especially dramatic if the design is partially cut off. While errors are crucial, the overall condition of the coin is just as important. A 1999 dime with minimal wear, scratches, and stains will naturally be worth more than one that's been circulated for years. If you think you found one of these rare 1999 dimes, it's a great idea to have it evaluated by a professional coin grader. They'll help you determine its authenticity and assign it a grade, which will directly impact its market value. Alright, now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. How much could a 1999 dime actually be worth, if you happen to have one of these rare minting errors, like a double die obverse, an off-center strike, or a clipped planchet, in excellent condition? You could be holding onto a coin worth far more than its 10-cent face value. Some of these rare 1999 dimes have sold for as much as $35,000, yes, you heard that correctly, $35,000 for a single dime. It's truly remarkable to think that something so small and seemingly ordinary could carry such a hefty price tag, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. With the right errors, some dimes can be worth more than a car, or even a house. So, next time you're going through your old coins or checking your change, take a moment to inspect your 1999 dimes. A simple glance could turn into a major discovery. Who knows, you could be sitting on a $35,000 dime. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning about the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!